We're dealing with it in terms of the long term, and that's about what we need to do to pass Build Back Better. It strengthens our economy.
Kamala Harris, I want to play poker with this person. She is the easiest poker mark in the entire world. You can tell. It clicks in. She immediately goes here. Right? She's going to her speech hands. The speechy hands. That's where she's going. Great stuff. Okay, but the best part is when she's asked a question she doesn't like. And so she does the elementary trick that you are taught when you're in fourth grade, which is you repeat back the question in the form of a sentence.
The poison for Cusco. The poison chosen specially to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison.
So she's asked about inflation being transitory, and she goes, what I would say about inflation being transitory is, and this tries to buy time for her brain to click in so she can start talking about supply chain problems. She's so bad. But she has nothing else to say about it because, number one, she doesn't have a good answer for it. Number two, she hasn't even read her briefing book. And she famously doesn't read her briefings. She's extremely, extremely passive when it comes to actually knowing things. And so, yeah, it doesn't look good for her ever.
I was elected to lead, not to read.
Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. She put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana.
Have you ever smoked?
I have.
Okay.
And I inhaled. I did inhale. It was a long time ago.
She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way. The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who were on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until you were forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
I mean, this was the moment when Kamala Harris's presidential dreams died up until the point where Joe Biden's death might fulfill her presidential dreams. She started off this campaign, you'll recall, calling Joe Biden a vicious racist. You'll recall that she was actually the leader in the polls for a brief moment in time before people actually watched her. And then Tulsi Gabbard just destroyed her on the stage, and it was hideous.
Why not visit the border? Why not see what Americans are seeing in this crisis?
We have to deal with what's happening at the border. There's no question about that. That's not a debatable point. Okay.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
I'm here in Guatemala today. At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.